Welcome back to the pot garden at King's Castle. It's now mid-October of 2015. It's been a long time since we were here together, and I'm so glad to have you back. It has been a challenging year in the pot garden, kind of disappointing to me. It is beautiful, but a lot of the annuals did not perform as well as I would have liked to have seen them perform this year. Some individual stars, the lantana, this pot looks great. Got some New Guinea impatiens. Little rose bush comes back, of course, and the Dusty Miller. Another beautiful pot of impatiens here. Celosia has been great. They're very dependable, reliable. The mandavillas look good this year, especially the arbor, I think. I also have something new this year. It's a relative of the mandevilla, but it's called a diplodenia. And this is a good example of the diplodenia. It looks very much like the mandevilla, but it does not climb or vine. It kind of bushes out. Another really pretty one this year was the purslane. I believe it's about over. It's mixed in here with this lovely purple-colored lantana. In June of this year, 2015, I counted 106 pots in the pot garden, and there may be about that many still. At that time, we had about half of the pots were perennials or returning plants. Perennials meaning the lilies that come back inside the pots, the grandfather and chip, the cactuses. Now, they return, but they have to be wintered over in the garage. We also have the asparagus ferns that come back every year. These are what I call the bones of my garden, and first opportunity every year, the bones will come out, and then the rest of the little annuals get potted in around them or just tucked in. Probably next year, though, going to be a lot of new dirt in this garden, change over a lot of the pots, because as I was saying earlier, I was very disappointed with the performance of a lot of the annuals. They just did not do as well this year as I've had them do in years past. So, in spite of the fact that it looks pretty good now, I would have liked to have seen it do a little bit better. Brand new, just a couple of days ago, we put in a few pansies for the winter. I got a few little chrysanthemums on sale to kind of brighten things up. This is a chrysanthemum that just grew back. We had him 2 years ago, so he's come back for a second year. We've got a few edibles in the garden this year. We've got the sage. It smells so good. And then, of course, rosemary. I love rosemary, fresh rosemary or dried. I fixed a crown rack of lamb the other night and had the fresh chopped rosemary in that. It was great. And sage. Sage is absolutely wonderful. Roasted in a pan with a little bit of butter and until it's crispy, and serve it with chicken thighs maybe. It's delicious. Also this year we've got more of this coleus, but like some of the other annuals I was speaking of earlier, I was not really happy with the coleus this year. I didn't have it, just wasn't spectacular. Sometimes I've had big, beautiful plants of coleus with gorgeous color. Not so much this year. Bougainvillea, this thing, it never did turn pink. I tried it every place in the garden, all 4 quadrants, and I could not get it to turn pink. Got grandfather here, of course. Grandfather's been with me 25 years, probably 25 years, maybe more. And Chip. These guys have to come in the house every fall and come back again in the spring. It's a big job because you can see grandfather is, oh my gosh, would grandfather be 10 feet tall almost? He may have to be pruned to get him inside the house. In years past, oh, they've gotten humongous. And we've just chomped their little arms off and dragged them in. And 25 years, I guess she doesn't mind it. This, I think, has been spectacular this year. These were planted probably by the birds. And this is coleus. Got a lot of it. Thank goodness for the coleus this year, because the rest of the plants are just so-so coleus. Vinca didn't do that well. Still a few blossoms, but not up to my expectations. Begonias look good. Had a few geraniums that did okay, but this one is just finishing. You can see it's not pretty now. I've got another that was orange, but there are no blossoms to show you today. There's a little petunia. Again, not very impressive. But the arch really, I'm very happy with the arch this year. This is the first year that I've ever done the red, and boy, was that fun. When we planted these the last week of March, everybody thought I was crazy to be putting it in that early, but it was very fun because obviously there are two pots at the base of each side of the arch, and we had a race to see which one was going to get to the top first, and this side won. But in the garden, there are a lot of contests, there's a lot of competition going on in the garden, and very often, especially when it's first starting, Cody and I will have the beauty pageant of the day. And we name them Quadrant 1, Quadrant 2, Quadrant 3, and Quadrant 4. And we assign the prize for the day of the most beautiful to whichever quadrant seems to look the best, of course. And every day I come out and rearrange things, and we have another contest the next day. So it's a lot of fun to have all that activity going on in the garden. And then some of the plants, they want to get along with each other. And sometimes I can't get them to be happy together in a pot. It's very interesting. They seem to have their own personalities, likes and dislikes. Wish I could have seen this bloom more this year. This is the Stella d'Oro lily. I don't know why, but it bloomed a couple of times early this year, and then it didn't bloom anymore. This is Gertrude Prudence, and I think it's very important that we mention her this time, because the last time we did the YouTube video, we failed to mention Gertrude Prudence, and she has been very miffed ever since. In fact, since that time, she has not performed anywhere near like she used to. There have been years when this plant would put out 45 blossoms a night, maybe 3 or 4 times a summer. This year, she's on her 5th blooming period. She's going to have 15 blossoms, probably in about, could be a week, a little less than a week. And this plant is spectacular when she blooms. She is a night blooming cirrus, and the blossom will open up perhaps 10 o'clock at night, last all night long, and close up by 6 o'clock in the morning or sunrise. And when it opens, it's the size of a salad plate. It's spectacularly large, and the fragrance is unbelievable fragrance. The whole deck area will smell a very unusual perfume, very, very beautiful smell. And Gertrude, I hope you're satisfied now that you've been mentioned, and I hope that you're going to perform better next year. And we're going to have a hard time getting Gertrude Prudence inside this year, but she will probably sleep next to me in the bedroom. And she'll put out these shoots. Well, I'll have to prune her back this year, but she'll set out these shoots. And it seems like the new shoots are the ones that get the blossoms. So there you go, Gertrude. You got your time on TV. Thank you so much for stopping by and seeing the pot garden in October. This is probably one of the last few weeks, and it's very nice of you to come. Hope you'll come back again next spring. We'll hopefully be starting around March, if we're lucky, surely by no later than April the 15th. And we'll have a new deck next year. We're going construction project here, new deck, and also a new roof. I should have re-roofed the house earlier this year, but I couldn't bear to disturb the pot garden. So the first frost, which may be, 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, then everything is going to be moved, and we'll have a new roof and a new deck and a new pot garden again next spring. Thanks for coming.